Welcome back to MakeMyAssignments.com. In the previous videos, we discussed the law of demand and the various factors that impact the demand of a good or service, such as price of the good, the prices of substitute or complementary goods, the expectations of the consumers and the change in income, population or taste and preferences of the consumer. While in the previous videos, we discussed the various factors that impacted the demand of a good or service, we assumed the nature of a good or service to be constant or similar in all situations. Today, we will discuss the impact upon the demand of a good or service on the basis of the type of good or service. There are two kinds of goods, whose demand is impacted because of change in any of the factors affecting demand. These goods are normal goods and inferior goods. Let's understand the meaning of a normal good. By definition in economics, normal goods are any goods for which demand increases when income increases, and falls when income decreases but price remains constant. On the other hand, an inferior good is the opposite of a normal good, that is, an inferior good is a good whose demand decreases when consumer income rises, or demand rises when consumer income decreases. Let's understand the concept better, using an example. Let us assume that car A is a cheap and budget-friendly car available in the market for $10,000, and car B on the other hand is a higher cost and more luxurious version available in the market for $20,000. While the prices of both cars are kept constant, when the income of a consumer increases, car B becomes a normal good, while car A becomes an inferior good. This change in the demand of the cars occurs because of the change in the spending capacities of the consumer, which further impacts their taste and preferences, in favor of the more expensive or luxurious good or service in the market. The shift of a consumer from one good to another does not indicate or imply the quality, low or high of the good, but simply the change in the preference of the consumer. A product which may be an inferior good for one consumer at a point of time, can always be a normal good for another consumer, at the same point of time. This shift occurs because of the basic nature of a consumer, to move towards a more expensive good or service, as a consequence of an increase in their income, and not because of the quality of the good or service. In terms of the shift in demand curve, in case of a normal good, an increase in the income of the consumer causes a rightward shift in the demand curve, indicating a rise in the demand of the good or service. On the other hand, in case of an inferior good, an increase in the income of the consumer causes a leftward shift in the demand curve, indicating a fall in the demand of the good or service. Today, we discussed the important concept of inferior and normal goods. Thank you for watching MakeMyAssignments.com.